All right, welcome to another episode of Lifestyles. I'm your host, Craig Sewing. We put a great one together for you with all of our beautiful co-hosts. We're going all over America's finest city, from the coastal scene to the social scene, and we're going to dive into the real estate market here as well. Let's go ahead and get another episode of Lifestyles started right now.
I'm Lili Fifield, and today we're in beautiful La Mesa, where I'm going to be meeting with the founder of Versant Realty, a native to La Mesa. And you know what? It's my first time here, so there's a lot of things I need to learn. I'm really excited, so let's head inside. Okay, Tyreshias, this place is amazing. I love it. I've never been here. Can you tell me a little bit of why we came to La Mesa?
Yeah, so we came to La Mesa. We're actually specifically in the Village, and I wanted to bring you out here just to highlight some really neat things about East County. I feel like East County has a misconception of being way out there, and we're kind of on the border of East County. So this La Mesa Village has so much just so much history, and what I really love about it are the new restaurants that are coming into this area, lots of neat little shops, boutiques, and it kind of reminds me of, I want to say North Park or Mission Hills, because there's that history, because there are these homes that are built in 1912 even. That's when this was actually a Drew Ford, I heard.
Okay.
And so it was a car dealership back in the day, 100 years ago, and just a lot of history, lots of events. They have the Oktoberfest here, and I just really wanted to highlight on the neat things that La Mesa offers.
Okay, so you say this is the Village.
The Village, yeah.
It's a thing. So is that for locals only, or do we get to call it the Village?
No.
Or once you get to know the Village, then you get to call it that? I had never been here, so as soon as I came in, I think you're completely right. I did get a vibe like North Park because of the older buildings, but newer places like where we're at today, right?
Yep. So Beau is a great example. We're actually standing in the garden area of Beau restaurant, and I really think that they started this trend of bringing in a really awesome restaurant, like a more like a higher end restaurant here to the Village, and I'm just watching the street really change, all these new restaurants. So I want to say they started the trend here.
I completely agree. When I drove in, it was my first time driving in here, so I went up this little hill, and as soon as I get into this downtown area, this place really stands out. You can tell right away. It is a little more high end, but I also have to say, I guess it would attract someone like us, maybe a younger crowd.
Yeah.
Does that attract younger crowds? Is this a place, La Mesa, for younger people? Is it maybe more senior communities going on here? I had heard, and please, I know that you're a native to La Mesa, so don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
I had heard there was a lot of old homes and maybe, older community. Is that changing? Is that a misconception we have?
Well, I think that what's really neat, and it's so eclectic here, and so you do have the older community. There are car shows here. The Oktoberfest brings in all different sorts of crowds, so from beer gardens to lots of different shops set out here, and so it's really neat because you have communities coming together. And what's really special about this neighborhood is it doesn't have that super crowded feel either, and so the homes are a little bit more spread out. You've got a little bit more property. The values are still, fairly reasonable for San Diego, and you're just getting a lot. You've got some luxurious neighborhoods like Mount Helix, Windsor Hills, just over there, and that's the first neighborhood that was really built in 1912. By Windsor himself. And so what I love about that is just everybody coming together. It really is a neat community. It's a little bit more laid back, and they're really bringing in the fun. So Beau is fun at night. This is the place, this is one of the places to be.
I can actually, I could tell when I was coming in, there was a young couple, and they saw me open the door, and they thought I was coming. They said, it's open already. I'm like, no, sorry, not yet, guys. So yes, I could tell a lot of people are excited for this new business, and hopefully, like I said, it'll bring a different crowd over here. I mean, I'm excited to come back when it's open. I'm gonna be telling people about it. It's actually really cool. So you're a native from La Mesa.
Yes.
You weren't living, am I right? You weren't living in La Mesa before, so you moved back. What made you move back over here?
Well, I went to Helix High School. Okay. And I grew up in La Mesa. I lived in Mount Helix for a little bit. I moved to Pacific Beach just because that's where my office was originally. And then I opened up an office in Hillcrest as well. And I wanted to move back to the La Mesa community. One, because I really feel like it offers so much. And as far as an office space goes, we found a location that's a safe neighborhood that has ample parking. It's a great environment for agents to come together and work together. And I was able to really do what I wanted to with that space. We're actually in Grossmont Center Mall, and so the exposure is huge there. They talk about community a lot, and so when you're looking at these neat little niches in La Mesa, you can find really what type of lifestyle you want to live here and make it really work for what you're looking for.
You know what, I love Brussels sprouts, so I'm really excited because not only do we have these dishes here, which that beet salad smells amazing.
Yeah, and I'm eyeing that onion soup right there.
I think we'll have to switch.
I know, right? But
I hear the chef is also inside with some secrets behind the menu.
Okay.
So I'm excited, let's go over there.
All right.
Okay, Tyreshias, this is pretty exciting. We have Executive Chef Tyler Shipton. Chef Tyler, this is a pretty cool concept you guys have going on here. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
It's kind of like a bistro, sophisticated comfort food with global influence. Definitely not like one region of type of food. Pull a little bit something from here, something from there.
I think I could tell that by the beet salad that we had earlier. I think you made that salad. That was really cool. Is that one of your most popular dishes, or what do people come here for?
I think beets are kind of a staple for the menu, definitely. So I try to switch up accoutrements that go with it. This one is kind of like a classic twist with Marcona almonds, ricotta salata, red wine poached pears, and then just beets tossed in fiend herbs. So it's kind of like you got a French, but you know, we're Americans, so I kind of feel like that's kind of where my cooking kind of goes.
That's really cool. Do you guys have like a feature for the month, or how do you go about your menu?
Seasonal.
Okay.
So I'm from Minnesota, definitely not from La Mesa.
So you have seasons.
Yes,
Not
very
like
dramatic.
us here.
So I've been always pushed to cook in that style. So I go for, you know, fall, winter right now, and I enjoy the different ingredients and stuff like that.
Are any of these family recipes from back home?
Some.
Okay.
Some, like our meatballs on the bar menu are my grandma's recipe. But
That's
otherwise,
beautiful.
it's just, you know, making stuff up as I'm kind of going.
And do you make any of these drinks? Because I see this little bottle in front of us.
I wish I did.
What's going on here? What is this little bottle? Can you tell us what's in here?
Doctor's Orders.
Okay. One of the popular drinks here?
Yes, I believe we sell a lot of them.
I know Tyreshias was very excited. She saw this bottle earlier. She wanted to know what's in there. You'll have to pour us a drink,
Yes,
Tyreshias.
I think the doctor ordered this for us. I think this is what we need.
We're gonna try this drink now. Thank you very much for having us, Chef
you guys.
Tyler. Thank you, Tyreshias, for bringing me here.
Yes.
It was a very cool, unique experience. So, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Johnny, you won! You won!
Grandma?
There are certain times in life when you need a neutral third party to call the shots.
I wasn't ready. I know, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't, you hear me?
Keep it fair. Choose Oakwood Escrow.
We're back here in my old stomping grounds right across the street from Palomar Airport, where I used to teach flying. Today we're going to check out Carlsbad's newest tap room and brewery, Rouleur Brewing. Let's go inside and meet with the owner, Raleigh Macias. Hey Raleigh, thanks so much for having us here today.
No problem.
I saw the article in the UT a few weeks back and I was like, I gotta check out. It's a new brewery. I love checking places out. So tell me, how did you get into brewing? How did that interest get there? Tell us about Rouleur.
Yeah, sure. I'm 34 years old and started brewing 12 years ago at Cal Poly while I was going to school there. I was a mechanical engineering student back then, and bought a homebrew kit from Doc's Cellar in San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
And the home brewing just kept progressing to kind of a second job almost, where I built my own home brewery at home.
Okay.
Being a mechanical engineer, it's an automated system at home. And then eventually got an opportunity to make this come true. So I quit my engineering job and haven't paid myself since. So that's been a little hard because that was a nice paycheck, and started this brewery here in Carlsbad. It's called Rouleur Brewing. And if you can tell by the background, one of my other passions is cycling. Okay. So both those passions, brewing and cycling, kind of are combined here at Rouleur.
I know how many breweries there are in San Diego. I mean, San Diego, Portland, I mean, this is brewery central here, but probably as many breweries as there are real estate agents. So I know it's hard to differentiate yourself. What is it that you think is different about Rouleur? What do you see as kind of your opportunity or your demographic? Like, who are you really reaching out
so
to?
one thing, truthfully, when I was launching the business, I was wondering if I was going too cycling specific, but I think it's worked out in that you don't need to be a cyclist to understand or appreciate just coming into our tasting room. I mean, some of these photos behind me have a lot of emotion into them, and really we're just a physical group. You know, I ride bikes. I used to race bikes, not professionally at all. It was just amateur. Yeah. But you know, I'm gonna get way overweight if I drink beer and don't exercise. So I love riding my bikes. We host rides out of here once a week, and it just brings together a good group of, our demographic is really, we get a lot of professional workers with jobs and families, but are also active lifestyle. So we're going to be participating in a lot of cycling events in the community. So you'll see Rouleur Brewing sponsoring those events, Bike for Cancer rides and all kinds of stuff like that.
That's awesome. It's got to be hard as a new business owner trying to get the word out. I mean, I think that article in the UT, that's how I found out about you and got here. But you mentioned a younger demographic. Are there different ways, online, social media?
Yeah, social media is definitely our biggest player right now. Really, that's the way we're meeting new customer groups, is through social media and our website, and things like articles and TV really do help. And then just sponsoring events, that seems to help a lot. Going to Beer Fest, sponsoring charities, sponsoring rides, that helps a lot, we've been finding. But it is true that San Diego is a saturated market. You can't just rely on offering beer, and it has to be good beer to be in San Diego, otherwise you're gonna fall.
Well, the social media and reaching that younger demographic, I mean, there's definitely parallels to what I'm doing selling homes. You're trying to get people here to the brewery. We're trying to get people to a house that we're selling, and the demographic is really shifting, and I'm sure you're seeing it too. But with millennials, it's really interesting is that if you look back, the average age of a first-time home buyer is 33. And we are only right now hitting that millennial kind of wave of first-time home buyers. So we definitely hit social media. And the funny thing is, the breweries, the tap rooms really are growing. We have a listing in Encinitas that is right up the street from Brewer's Tap Room. And I understand that you've got your beers on tap there.
Yeah, we're on tap there right now.
This property is actually in a really secluded part of Encinitas, and yet it's right up the street to the restaurants, to the tap room. But the property is a Napa farmhouse. It is very much a contemporary, cool design that, again, the younger buyer, young families starting out, they want space. They want a big enough yard where the kids can play. It's got a bocce ball kind of area. It's got the bifolding doors that open out, so you get that total indoor-outdoor living, and high ceilings, just natural light. But it's that sharp, crisp, contemporary, clean lines. That's what buyers are wanting. It's not just the younger buyers, but that's what really sets this property apart. So, but it's really interesting just seeing how things shift, both in real estate and in your business.
Yeah, and same thing with the taste room. You look around, 5 years ago in San Diego, you could rely on a taste room that was in a business park and it felt like you were walking into a warehouse. That's the way San Diego beer was 5 years ago on these small taste rooms. Now, you have to put a lot of time and branding and money into your taste room because it has to be a spot that people want to go to. It has to have a good feel, a good vibe that showcases your brand. So you know, that you can just see how it's changing, and the tastes of the consumer and what's important to them is changing.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's shifting. No matter whether you're in the beer industry or real estate, things always change, and you got to stay ahead.
Yeah.
So, no, that's awesome. I wish you the best of luck. Obviously, I love finding new places. I love coming to visit, and I know you've got San Diego Beer Week that we just finished, and you had a release there, a new release of a coffee IPA, which is insanely good.
Yeah, there's
congrats on that.
To stand out also in the industry, you have to do, there's a lot of collaborations going on, which is great. And it's basically different entities brewing a beer together. It could be two breweries, it could be a beer writer and or a blogger and a brewery. But you know, the customers now want some stability with their beers. They want to have their regular go-tos at a brewery, but they also want to see changing beers, experimental beers, one-time beers. So that beer in particular that we just released was a collaboration between two beer writers, Craft Beer Ray and Women's Beer Collective. They're local, and we came up with a coffee-style IPA, and it's brewed with coffee from Leap Coffee, which is one of my neighbors. They're right down the street.
Oh, cool.
So they did a cold brew, and we infused that into the coffee and then released it on Saturday, the 11th, with donuts, and it was awesome. So that's a fun event, but that's what you have to do really to stand out in this industry, is you have to just constantly offer something new to the customers. They don't get bored, you know.
Raleigh, I'm so glad I found Rouleur. Tell our viewers, how can they find you and when are you open?
We're right across from Palomar Airport Road on El Camino Real, and we're open 7 days a week.
All right, perfect. Well, I so appreciate the time, and I'll definitely be back.
Thank you.
As a real estate professional, there are only so many hours of the day, which means efficiency is more than a buzzword. It's a daily necessity. Two tools from First American Title can help you keep on top of your transactions, either at your desktop or on the go. My First Am puts comprehensive property data at your fingertips, where you can review recorded documents, past transactions, or locate comparable sales quickly and easily. Cost First can also ensure you have 24/7 access to closing costs data, allowing you to generate net sheets, calculate fees, update documents, or email, print, or save your reports, along with TRID calculation and consummation date timeframes. Each sale includes a number of stages to manage, each with the possibility to delay a closing or derail it altogether. Let Cost First and My First Am keep your transactions on track. Contact your local First American representative to get started today.
Hi everyone, I'm Lili Fifield. Today we are in beautiful Coronado, where we're going to be visiting this restaurant, the new and improved Maritalia. We're going to be meeting with the owner and one of Coronado's top brokers. I'm really excited to see what's on this new menu, so let's head inside. Okay, we're here today with one of Coronado's top brokers, Aurich. Scott, it's one of my first times here. I'm very excited to be here, and I wanted to ask you, who is your special guest today?
Well, Dave Spatafor is not only my surf buddy, he's also the principal of Blue Bridge Hospitality, and Blue Bridge Hospitality is kind of the Coronado's premier restaurant operator. They've got more restaurants on the island than anybody, and Dave's done a great job of kind of changing the complexion of the restaurant industry here on the island. So I brought him here today because he's just opened this new restaurant, Maritalia, which was previously Vigilucci's, and I was hoping he could share a little about what he's got going on with Maritalia.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I had been here once before. Like he mentioned, it's now under a new owner, new name.
Correct.
So what is different now? What are the main dishes that people are coming for?
So back in July, we actually took over operations from Vigilucci's. Robbie Vigilucci, he's primarily focused in the North County of San Diego. So we bought this restaurant from him, and we changed the name to Maritalia, which is a hybrid name meaning the sea and Italian. We hope to focus on fresh seafood from our local coast and doing it in an Italian Mediterranean preparation, as well as fresh pastas.
Okay, so what are people coming for now? What's your most popular dish?
Oh, well, one of my favorites and one of the most popular is the bucatini and clams, for sure. Bucatini is like a thick spaghetti with a hole in the middle and then filled full of clams, and it's got a little sausage in there and spicy Calabrian chili. It's actually very, very good.
That sounds delicious. And Scott, I assume you have your favorite dish here.
Yeah, they make a special big old veal parmesan for me with, Alfredo, what is it, fettuccine Alfredo.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Thick it on, bigger, thicker, yeah.
And I love it because, Italian, it's kind of very family oriented, and Coronado, to me, it almost feels like everyone on the island is like family. Everyone kind of, the businesses, they all know each other, like you guys. I assume you guys have worked together for a few years now. And I also hear you have a new addition to the family.
Yeah, I dressed up in my newest shirt here.
Yeah, I bring him on the show, and this is what he wears. So, he shows he's a little hands-on guy.
Fresh out of the box.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's Westpac Noodle Bar. That's our newest concept, which will be opening here at the end of November. And Westpac is paying homage to the U.S. Navy, which is a big part of the Coronado community. The people, when they would deploy, back when I was a child growing up here, their parents would go what they would call on Westpac, which was a tour of the Western Pacific from Hawaii to the Philippines to Korea. And so the food that we'll have there will be a mix of all those different cultures, not just one specific thing. So we'll have pho, we'll have ramen, we'll have Hawaiian poke, Korean chicken. So a lot of fun stuff.
That's really interesting because, when I heard it was ramen, I only thought Japan.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a mix of everything.
Mix of everything. So it's highlights of different cultures.
Tempura fried for me.
Oh yeah, some tempura for Scott.
Is that your favorite?
He's a fried guy.
I'm a brown food guy.
So there'll be something for everyone there. That's really exciting. And when can we expect Westpac to come?
The end of the month. So this shirt literally just came out of the box. So the store's almost ready to open. So by the end of the month, we'll be ready to go right after Thanksgiving.
And you've been hands-on with this place, right? And also the places that you've opened before that are also close to here. What do you think makes you be so hands-on with your businesses?
Well, I think one, you have to. In order to be successful, you have to be hands-on with the product that you're making, the environment that you're creating, the customers that you have. So, I think that's what's given us a lot of success is myself and my team all are very, very hands-on involved in our business.
I cannot agree anymore because I know that I personally know a few business owners and I've never seen anyone that's out there just doing the work. So they keep growing, you keep having more, so it has to be working. Yeah. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's fun.
And also for you, I wanted to ask you, Scott, I know that you do sell homes here, but do you do commercial? Is this maybe a place that you sold
No,
to David?
I didn't have anything to do with these two deals. Sorry, Dave also is one of the partners in setting up the Liberty Market.
Okay.
I was able to get him started with that project over in Liberty Station. But Dave's been involved in some other commercial properties over in the Barrio Logan that I helped him with. But generally, I sell homes here on the island. That's my world. 10 blocks by 10 blocks. I just sell homes here on the island.
So Liberty Market, that's also one of your projects. That's a huge project.
It's a huge project. That was opened a year and a half ago. So
very exciting. I've been there, and I don't think you can try everything at once. So that makes you want to keep coming back.
So it's
You got us. You got us there.
It was a pretty amazing of an implement of a vision that when he described it to me while we're surfing, it was just going to be a big hall with a bunch of tables and people to come bring their food like at a flea market, I thought. Instead, he opened 30 restaurants under one roof. So it was a pretty big vision. It came out pretty well the way they
And it's a very
out.
unique concept that I feel we didn't have here. I've seen in other big cities, but I do think we needed that. I love it. And when I had described that to people in the past, they're like, what do you mean? clean. You can grab your favorite burger from here and your favorite drink from there and just mix everything up. So it's really exciting to finally have that here in San Diego.
Well, it's exciting what he's going to do here too. I'm sure Westpac Noodles is going to be pretty cool. And
oh,
whatever,
I'm excited.
Whatever
I love.
he's got here.
I was telling you, I cook my own ramen at home. I make noodles from scratch.
It's hard.
My broth, I do it all, and I know how much work goes into it. So I really do appreciate a good ramen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. So Scott, I also wanted to mention you're part of this Coronado family. And I heard you got some good deals closing soon.
We've had plenty of good deals closing. 17's been a great year, another fantastic year, and it's been about the same it was in 2016. In fact, I just looked, we've done the exact same number of sales at the end of October as we did in 2016, which was a banner year for our local market. We've got back up to the values we were at in 2006 and 7, so back up to the peak and maybe pushing the envelope a little bit right now. So it's been a great market. We got a lot of new product coming on the market, new build homes, and the developers have been, taking some product and building some new product for people. Have 4 new homes in escrow that were just built and not even finished yet. We've got 4 new ones being built by Zephyr coming on the market next month. So we'll probably be able to bring you out and show you those from their model homes and maybe show those next month. So it's been a great time and great place to live and work and live and surf and everything else. So.
You can do everything here. That's what I love about Coronado. You really can. You can just leave here. You can go surf like you guys said, and then you can live here, which is also, it's like, I think I read somewhere that you said that it's a lifestyle to be here. Lifestyle San Diego. So thank you guys very much for having us. It was really nice to see this, and I can't wait for Westpac. I'm very excited. I'm going to be there the opening day. You better invite me.
I will.
Good.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for having me.
As a real estate professional, there are only so many hours of the day, which means efficiency is more than a buzzword. It's a daily necessity. 2 tools from First American Title can help you keep on top of your transactions, either at your desktop or on the go. My First Am puts comprehensive property data at your fingertips, where you can review recorded documents, past transactions, or locate comparable sales quickly and easily. Cost First can also ensure you have 24/7 access to closing costs data, allowing you to generate net sheets, calculate fees, update documents, or email, print, or save your reports, along with TRID calculation and consummation date timeframes. Each sale includes a number of stages to manage, each with the possibility to delay a closing or derail it altogether. Let Cost First and My First Am keep your transactions on track. Contact your local First American representative to get started today.
All right, that's all for Lifestyle, celebrating America's finest city. Thank you so much for tuning in with us every weekend. And don't forget, you can engage in the conversation as well. Would love for you to follow us on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're active on all of it, celebrating the greatest city in the greatest country on the planet. I'm your host, Craig Sewing. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.